increment values, and that kind of facility when we want to provide on table, okay, we are using what now? Sequences. And now we can see how to apply these sequences on your table columns. Now, below write down, take some note point. Right now, to generate sequence numbers on a column, then we must use a pseudo column of sequence object is so next val. So here, what is next val here? Here next val pseudo column, it's one of the pseudo column, and this column we are using to whenever you want to generate next by next row. Okay, to generate next by next row. ఒకసారి చూడవే కలుద్దాం. Okay, so to generate next by next value. Okay, and this pseudo column whenever you want to use it. So we are following this. So compulsory you should give your sequence name. So sequence name dot and you have to send your next value. Okay, right. So come out and see the examples. The first example, how to create your sequence and how to apply on your table for generating of sequence numbers. So first, as usual, you just connect with your admin. Sorry, your user account, you just connect here, and common properties you need to set. Okay. And see the sequence object, how to create, you have already syntax here. So now I'm going to create that. Create what is now sequence, and sequence name is SQ1. And first initially what we want to send, start with value 1, and here min value I'm taking 1. So then what is the differences of starting and minimum you can observe, but in this example both are I'm taking same values, 1 only. Okay, and after that we can go for increment by 1, and next one what now, max value 3. So this is the sequence. In this sequence, we are not using cycle and we are not using cache. When we are not using cycle, by default, no cycle. When we are not using cache, by default, no cache. The point understand now? So now with this I want to create, but let you see whether user have a permission or not. So what happened? So MyDB 9am user is not having permissions to create a sequence. Okay, na? Now I want to take permission na? From whom? From we are taking system admin. Then after, what is the permission of degree? Grant create what? Sequence to which user? MyDB 9am user. Okay, na? Then after you just connect with your MyDB 9am. Now we can create the whatever the sequence we designed in the above, the same sequence you have to create now. Yes. Now the sequence successfully created. After created, let you see to create one sample table also, test number, for example, 55. So your serial number, and I'm assigning 2 and some name column. Okay, varchar 2. So now on serial number, so table created, but my sequence facility, we are applying on serial number. Okay, now? And now how to apply means, let's see, when you are inserting time, whatever the table we have here, and to send your values. And this sequence facility, on which column you want to apply, in the column position, you have to use a sequence name. So now I want to apply the sequence on serial number. So that's why in the position of serial number, I'm using sequence name dot on the column, your sequence numbers are generated. For generating column is what now? Next val. Understand na? So whatever we discuss here, and this pseudo column should apply sequence name dot next val, and this pseudo column, what purpose we are using? Generating next by next value along with the sequence object. So whatever you design here. Okay, na? Now in my serial number column, I was used a sequence. But name column, I'm not using any sequence. I just go to use ampersandage of name. So that means here serial number is a sequenced column. So that on sequence column, manually or explicitly, user no need to insert. Okay, but which is non-sequence column is there. So that column only we need to send value. And even though it will be asking to us, it never asks you the serial number values. It asks you only name. For example, if you enter this, see what it was asking to us, enter value for name, but it never asks you enter value for sequence number. Why, sir? Because of reason we already applied a sequence facility. So that means automatically that values are generated by system. So that's why we don't want to insert the value of serial number. Okay, now? Now, okay, name I has entered. So your sequence starts with which number? 1. So 1 started. Next, go to ask B. 2 started. Next, C. The 3 generated. So 1, 2, 3 sequence numbers are generated. And 1, 2, 3 means, are you reaching to your maximum value now? Yes. So are you reached? This is sequence number 1, 2, and 3. And we designed our sequence maximum 3 only. So that's why up to 3 numbers only generated or 3 rows only created. But if you try to insert the fourth value, then see what happened. It never allowed. And what it was say? Sequence SQ1 next val exceeds what? Max value, and it cannot be instantiated. Okay, na? So then after you can't insert any value into your sequence column. Okay, right down below. And first take your permission from admin. Then after you can go to create your sequence. Okay, right. So as per your sequence, how you design up to three numbers generated and fourth one is showing error. Okay, now this is what. And now let you come back and see your table. For example, select a star from test number 55 and see this one, two, three. Only three rows, but fourth row is not allowed. But sir, if I want to input some, okay, some more sequences we need to generate, okay, on the same table, which already we applied sequences. So how we can do it means then we can do some alter. So if you want to do altering, you can do it on here. So now write down here, altering a sequence object. So what is the syntax to alter? So we are saying that alter sequence and give your sequence name, and here we send your attribute name and n. So as per this syntax, you just go to alter now. So alter sequence, sequence name, and which value I want to alter? Max value. Suppose I was given max value 5, but initially my sequence created with max value 3. But now we are going to be taking what now? 5. And as you see, your sequence is altered. After altered your sequence, can I go to insert my new row? Can we insert or not? Yes, we can enter again. Now D. D is allowed now? Yes, it is allowed. Number 4. And next continuation E. It is also allowed. Number 5. And now if I entered F, so allowed or not allowed? Not allowed, because again it was exceeds your sequence maximum value. Understand na? And finally, if you want to come back and check your table, test number 55, and see 3, 4, and 5 also accepted. Okay, na? So this is the way you can go to do your altering right on below. So finally, you can check your table. Okay. So now the complete output will be come to you. And the next one more sequence we will create now. Okay. In next example, let you check. In my first example, min value same, both are same I was given. So that's why we can't identify the differences of starting and min value. And there is no cycle and cycle. Okay, no? Now you can see, let you design one more sequence. So I'm going to design now, create sequence SQ number 2. And now you can see, start with number 3, for example. Okay, no? Now starting value 3 and min value I was given 1. Both are different. And as usual, increment by 1. And next I will use what now? Max value 5. And here I will use my cycle and cache. Cache minimum file size 2. So now we are creating sequence. So with cycle and also cache. So after that, again, you have to design one table now. Test number 56 and same serial number. I will take now number of 3 and some name, and I'm giving varchar 2 of some size and execute. Go to insert your data into test number 56 and I'm sending values of, in place of serial number, sequence apply by using of pseudo column next val and put it ampersandage of name. And now see, it was asking name and I will give some Q or something. What is the sequence number? 1 or 3? 3. Because start with value. So keep remember, start with. It means that sequence number starting value, first attempt. So here start with value, how much are you given? From there it will be started. So that means this is first initially executed when your sequences will be generated. So 3, that means the q sequence number how much? 3. Next, w sequence number 4. Next, e sequence number 5. So that means, can you come out? It reached maximum value? Yes. It reached maximum value. It means what now? When it reached maximum value, then it will say one cycle completed. Understand? Na? One cycle is completed. So after, with the help of cycle facility, what it will do, one cycle once reached to maximum, your cycle is completed. Again, it will started what now? New cycle. But new cycle will not start with value. New cycle will starts with the min value. Understand? Na? First, initially start with value will execute. Once it reached your maximum, one cycle is completed. From the next cycle onwards, your values generated from where it is a min value. Min value 1, increment max. So again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 5. 5 means again what happened? Cycle complete. When cycle complete, what happened? Again the new cycle started from where it is a min value. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again cycle completed. Again your new cycle starts with where it is a min value. So that means start with value will executing only one time. From the second cycle onwards, min to max, min to max, min to max. Okay, now it will generate like this. So let you come back and see. Suppose I was entered some number. Okay, next character. Like you can insert number of characters, you can insert number of characters you can insert. Okay. Like, okay. And finally, you just come back and see your test number 56 and check. First sequence starts with the 3, 3, 4, 5 cycle complete. From second cycle, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, one cycle completed. Again, it will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, one more cycle completed. And again, it will go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now starting value, min value differences understand now? Yes or no? Start with value executed how many times? One time. Okay, na? Right on below. Right. or like and so on. Like you can send your number of names and finally check your test number 56. Okay, next take note point. To view all sequence objects in Oracle database, then use a data dictionary. Dictionary is so user underscore sequences. And now you can see the structure first of all. And just come back and see this. Okay. And there are so many columns are there, but here I have to take what now? Sequence names. And now you just write like select a sequence name from user underscore sequences. Okay, now execute. Now how many sequence objects we created? 2. And after, if you want to drop your sequence, then even you can drop like this. So drop sequence and sequence name SQ1. The sequence is dropped. But once sequence is dropped, then the relevant table will not affect anything. Your data as it is, it will be having. Okay, na? So sequence facility we removed, but not data. Okay, right. Okay, right. This is one small concept in your SQL. Okay, and next one, text editing, partition table. Okay, right. Uh, so now you can see, sir, what is partition tables? Okay, now what is the advantage to create a partition table? Okay, so can you tell me what is the mean by partition? Partition means uh, a small area, a small unit, a small part. These are called as partitions. For example, nowadays you can see in supermarkets, if you go to supermarkets, how they are organizing or they are arranging their products. How they are arranging means in partitions wise. Yes or no? For example, if you go to DMart, so in DMart, what happened? There are so many racks are there. In one by one, one, two, three, four, like racks are there. In each rack, one particular related items are keeping. For example, one rack was there. In the rack, chocolates, biscuits, these kind of food items will be having. That is one rack. Second rack, if you go, like a completely cosmetics related things are having. A third one, you can go to some grocery was there. So that means why the people will maintain their products in a partitions wise. What is the advantage? So when you have to maintain one systematical arrangements and particular category of products in particular rack, if you want to maintain like this, then that is very easy to customers. Yes or no? When the customer will come to your shop, then the customer no need to waste their time. So immediately, suppose we are going to DMart, there is one salesperson is there. We are asking to sales boy or sales girl, I wanted chocolates. Then what happened? The boy or girl saying that what now? Sir, go to left. There is a second rack. In second rack, your chocolates are available. So then what happened? They have so many racks in the shop. But we are going to which rack? Second rack. Okay, that means remind, suppose 10 racks are there. And our particular item, where it is in which rack that we know, then we are directly go to that rack and take now. And remaining 9 racks are no need to search. So that means your searching time is saving or not? Yes or no? Yes. So that is what partition advantage. Same as if you go to libraries. In libraries also, librarian, they will be maintain books in a racks wise. Yes or no? So how you was maintained here? Every different types of books are keeping into racks. For example, there are 5 racks are there in the library. So he was keeping first rack historical books, second rack biographies, third rack novels, fourth rack comic books. Okay, like he was maintained. So when he was maintained some systematical way, then what happened if any user will come and asking to librarian, I wanted historical books. Then what he was say, sir, historical books, rack number 1, please go and check. So then what happened? Remaining 4 racks are user not searching. So directly where he will go? First rack and complete all our historical books. So in that you can whatever you wanted, you can take it. Okay, na? If you go to libraries, like you can go to shopping malls. Suppose shopping mall is having 3 floors, and each floor they will divide it. Yes or no? For example, ground floor, it's a ladies' corner completely. First floor, gents. Second floor, kids. Suppose you need to purchase any what we can say, clothes or items. If you want to purchase for kids, then we are directly going to second floor. Okay, now we are directly going to second floor to purchasing our kids items. So these kind of partitions almost nowadays, even the kirani shop people also maintain. Yes or no? A small kirani shop people also, if you carefully observe, they are also maintain their products in a partitions wise, selves we called. Soaps are in one shelf. Biscuits are one shelf. Noodles packets, Maggie packets, they're separated. Yes or no? Why? Because when the customer is asking, I wanted Maggie, then immediately he will go to pick the Maggie and give it. So time saving. So how you will say, like in real time, these are all real time examples. Okay, now how we are maintain our products in systematical order, same as, for example, just assume this is your table. For example, suppose this table you are not did any partitions, and we are storing in this. Assume like there are 500 rows. I'm storing here. Okay, there are 500 rows. I'm going to save here. So the 500 rows we saved. So in my table, how many rows are there? 500. So out of 500 rows, I wanted some specific rows. I want to retrieve from this table. Then what happened? My required rows, where it is, I don't know. But I'm sending my request to my server, and Oracle server, what it will do, taking your request and will come to check your table. So is there any partition or not? First check it out. If there is no partition, all rows are combined together and saved. Then what happened? Your Oracle, for your required data purpose, your Oracle want to go search na? Yes or no? Complete table searching? Yes. So searching entire table automatically time consume a process? Yes. So now this is what the problem. That's why in real time people, okay, when you go to real time, when they want to keep the large scale data, that means these are not small table, but if you very advanced what now? Large scale data, like a data warehouses. In data warehouses, we said, okay, OLAP. OLAP we discuss, starting OLTP, OLAP, introductions. So online analytical processing. That is what now? Historical data maintenance. So when we maintain large scale and big data, if that table will not be partitioned, then what happens? Searching time is very, very high. So that's why on big tables, on very large scale data tables, what they will do, first they are going to be doing their partitions. Suppose this table, I did some partitions here. So this is my partition number P1. This is my partition number P2. This is my partition number P3. After dividing partitions and each partition, I just saved a few rows. So when you dividing your rows in a partitions wise, then what is advantage? For example, user is asking like this. So what he was asking, select star from table partition P3. If I'm asking. So whenever this request will go to Oracle server, what it will do? It doesn't go to P1. The P1 partition data not searching. P2 partition data not searching. So directly your Oracle server will go to which partition? P3. So directly go to P3 and P3 information will search and pick the necessary data. So now what happened? P1, P2, these two partitions of data, Oracle will not search. When Oracle is not searched, this two partition of data means a time saving, no? Yes or no? Yes. So this is what the advantages of partitions. So when we do partitions or when we organizing our products, our books, anything in a partitions wise, then what is the advantage to us? Easily the user can access. For example, if you go to some markets or the vegetables markets also, they're keeping partitions in vegetables also. Yes or no? So brinjal, one rack, okay, tomato, one rack, potato, yes or no? So everything they will be separated. In a small partitions are divided and keeping their vegetables. So when we keep some maintenance, when you maintain like this, then any customer will come, easily they can identify, easily they can access. Understand? Na? If these all vegetables are mixed, keeping in one rack, what happen? You want to one by one, you have to check it out. Yes or no? It's a lot of time consumer. Okay. So same as in a tables also. But basically partition tables are instead of Oracle, mostly this concept are using under data warehouses. In data warehouses, the users are working with the very large scale data tables. So when they want to organize that much big data in their tables, then there the people will divided partitions, because instead of storing your data into one table, they will storing the data into partitions of tables. When you do like this, then easy accessing will be user easily can access, and server will also save their searching time process. Okay, na? This is advantage of a partition. Let you see to write definition. Partition. Generally, partitions are are created on very large scale, data table, data tables for dividing small units, small units, and each unit is called as partition. Next, Oracle supports the following three types of partitions. First one, range partition. Second one, list partition. Third one, hash partition. So next, if you want to call any particular partition, so how to call a partition from a table? So this syntax also you have to remember, because whenever you want a particular partition of data, then we are calling this syntax. Select table name, partition offer, and here I want to give partition name. Okay, the first one is called as a range partition. So range in the name only there. Here we have created partition table based on range value. Created a partition table based on a particular range value. So how to create your range partition table, let you see. So as usual, first you have to create your table, and here how many columns you need to design. So all of you know how to create a table, yes or no? Same as it is, you have to follow. And how many number of columns you want to design, the number of columns you can design. And after that, partition by your range. So tag your partition by range, and here on which column you want to create. That means on which column data wise we are creating partition. Then after, how many partitions you want to create. So partition name 1, sending values which is less than of a value. Like you can design your partition. So your partition name 2 and sending values, then sending value. Like this, how many number of partitions you want it. So that many partitions you can prepare. Okay, close. This is range partition syntax. Okay, now? Right. So as is the syntax, I'm going to follow now. Let you come out and see. See, first of all, as usual, okay, one table create your student, suppose student ID. So number of 2, like student name, bracket 2 of some size, and student fee. So the student fee, I'm sending your number of 6 comma 2. So up to here, if you just break it, that means your query should be terminated. Then this is what now normal table is created. There is no partition. It is a normal table. So that's why don't break it here. Okay. So first design your columns. How many number of columns you want it in the table, design. Then after you can add now. What is this? Partition by range. And now the range, based on which column data wise ranges are prepared. For example, I will say my key column is what now? Student fee. Based on student fee columns wise, the ranges I created now. Okay, now after that, let you design your partitions. So first one, partition P1, sending values which is less than of 5,000. Suppose I'm giving. It means what you understand here, in my partition P1, we are organizing which values we are organization less than 5,000. That means in my partition P1, we save 0 to 4,999. So it means 0 to 4,999. This is called a range. This range of any value will come and save under which partition? P1. That's the mean. Okay, now? Right. Next one. Suppose I'm creating one more partition now. Partition P2. Sending values which is less than of I'm giving here 10,000. 10,000 allowed? 6 by 2. 1, 2, 3. Not allowed now? So now I'm giving 8,000. 8,000 will allowed now? Yes. So 8,000. So that means whatever next step in partition P2, from which value to save? 5,000 to 7,999. This range value will save under which partition? Second partition, P2. Okay. Next. One more partition I created. P3, sending values, which is less than of 9,500. Okay, now? Now this is one more. Let you see to close and student table already existing. So I want to take as students. Let's take. Okay, now your table is created. Now tell me, this table created with how many partitions? 3 partitions. After partitions are divided, then see, suppose user will insert the data, insert into what is the table name? Students and sending values. For example, 1, the student name is Smith and sending here 6,500 I'm sending. Tell me, 6,500 will save under which partition? P2 partition will be saved. Next, suppose one more here, Alan, and now I will give it here 500. Where it will? Partition P1. Next, for example, 3, and some name is Ward, and now I want to send here, okay, 8,200. This is P3. Now I'm going to send 8,000. Next, P3, okay, right. Now we are sending. Next, you have to send one more 4. Name is Jones. Now we can send. I will send it what now here? 9,500. Where it will? It will store or not store? Because my range up to less than 9,500, but you are giving what? Exactly 9,500. So now see what happened if you send this. What it was say? Inserted partition key. This is called a partition key. Does not map to any partition. That means P1, P2, P3, any partition doesn't match. Okay, now that's why you cannot insert. And after that, finally, you can come back and see table test number. Sorry, what is the table name? Students. Now see your data will arrange like this. After arrange, if you wanted a particular partition, then you can call select a star from students. What? Partition of P3, for example. P3 means which value will come? Now we can see 8,000 will come to you. Suppose you are asking partition P1, then my Oracle server sending P1 data. For example, my Oracle was P2. If I'm sending, then Oracle giving P2 data. So partition, which partition are you calling? That particular partition of data will be retrieval and give to user. Okay, na? Right now. Okay, right. This is range wise partitions are created. Next one. What is your second one? List partition. Write down list partition. So in this partition, created a partition table based on the list of items or values. And syntax will be same, but little bit changes. Partition by list and key column. And here we can say list of values, value 1, comma, value 2, comma, and so on. And so on. So partition others sending values. In the bracket we are using default. Okay, no? Right. So here list of values we can set. Okay. So what is the list of values? Let you check one example. Suppose I'm going to create one more table, create table, and we are saying this courses. So your course name, varchar 2 or something, and later course fee amount. And now I will take here my tag was partition by list. And I'm creating now CNAME column wise partition. That means course names wise partitions are prepared. P1 sending values. Now here I will take a Oracle, comma MySQL. So these two courses comes under P1 partition. Next, one more partition I'm create P2 sending values, and here I will take a Java and .NET and Python. So these courses comes under partition P2. Is it clear now? Uh, So other than these courses, if any other course details are inserted into this table, then others course details are saved into others partition. Understand now? Others partition by default. Suppose if I send in C language, so C language where it will store others by default, others it will store. Okay, right. So now I just go to execute now, and now I'm going to input now. Insert into the courses sending value. Suppose okay, course name is C language and fee was 500 rupees. So now I inserted. But this course details keeping P1 na, P2 na, others are others because the C language is not there in the list and is not there in the second list also. So by default, where it will come and save others. Suppose if I'm sending here, for example, Oracle. So now I'm sending Oracle. Okay. Now Oracle will comes under where? P1. Suppose we are sending Java. So Java I'm sending here. So where it was come? P2. Suppose if I'm sending here C++, then C++ where it will comes? Others. Now finally, you can call your table with courses. Okay, now C Oracle will save into first, this is second, and C++ others. And now how to call your particular partition, select a star from. So courses, what? Partition of, suppose you want to use others. Then what it was comes others? C++ will comes. Suppose if I want to use P1, what it was come? Oracle. And if you come P2, what it was come? Java. Okay, no? This is called a list of partitions, how to prepare, right? No? Now, right? No?